Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It's lovely to see you all again as always. I got thinking today, guys. I thought, as seen as the world at the moment is a very depressing place with hardly any good news coming out of it, I thought I'd take the political compass test. Now, if you're not sure what that is, it's basically a series of proposals, and you've either got to strongly agree, strongly disagree, or somewhere in between. And it somehow calculates where you sit on the political spectrum. I'm not sure what I'm getting into here, guys. I don't know what the questions are. I'm going in blind, so I thought, yeah, it might be a bit of fun to share this with my subscribers. So, should we get cracking and see how we get on? Now, like I said, this isn't a test per se. There's no right or wrong answers. It's a set of proposals, and you either disagree or agree with them. So, it's more of an opinion test, really. So, first up, we have: if economic globalisation is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I'm stumped at the first question already. I have no idea what that means. Economic globalisation, I can pretty much piece together myself. Transnational corporations, I have no idea what that is. Is it businesses, I suppose? If it serves primarily humanity, that sounds a little bit socialist to me. I don't want to go down that road. And if transnational corporations are businesses and they're not benefiting, that's lack of capitalism. In my warped piece together of this, I'm going to have to go disagree, I think, because we don't want socialism and we don't want capitalism to disappear. If I've got that wrong, please feel free to comment in the comments and correct me. I won't be offended. So, the second one here. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Yes, I agree with that. I not even need to think about it. Let's just say your missus gets in an argument and you know she's in the wrong. You're going to stick up for her anyway. I mean, it's down to loyalty, basically. Absolutely yes. Strongly agree with that. Third one here is: no one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Absolutely disagree. No matter where you're born, if you're raised properly by your parents and not taught to hate your surroundings and where you're born, you're going to be proud of your country. It's going to mean something to you if there's anything about you at all. So yeah, I strongly disagree with that. And the next one here: our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. This sounds like a bit of a trap question. Are you a racist? Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Christ on a bike, how am I going to answer this without looking an arsehole? I suppose we do in some respects, don't we? Civility, I suppose. Humanity. The rule of law complies to us. It doesn't seem to comply with people from overseas, shall we say. That's why we get people blowing each other up and beheading folk and things like that. You very seldom see someone of my race beheading someone in the middle of a street. I'm going to go... Yeah, I agree. I don't strongly agree. I think I agree. I think I'll go with that. It seems safe enough if you ask me. Right, the next one here. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I tend to agree with this. I've been asked this before. Absolutely agree. The one example I can give you is when all this trans child stuff started kicking off about 3 or 4 years ago. The Muslim community came out heavily opposed to it. I was fully behind them then. Not anymore, you understand, but at that specific time, the trans child movement's enemy was the Muslims at that time, and they were my friends at that time. So yeah, I agree with that. The next one here is: military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I think I have to agree with this as well. Wars aren't won by being gentlemanly and playing by the rules. Many rules have been broken by past wars. It's how you win them, basically. You got to play dirty sometimes. So I'm going to go with agree with that one as well. And the last one on the first page, there is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Oh, Christ. Yeah, I suppose in some way there is, really. I mean, I suppose, for example, channels like mine, Exami Paz, Reverend Simon Sideways, people like that, they don't just sit there in front of a camera like a newsreader with a stern face and a monotone voice. They try and inject something into it, something that will be entertaining to watch, a little bit of humour maybe, or a play on words. So I suppose, I wouldn't say it's a worrying fusion, but there is a fusion there. So, it's not worrying, no. I'm going to have to go disagree, although I do agree with the concept. It has been fused together. It just doesn't worry me. So I'll go disagree, just for the sake of it being worrying in there. Okay, next page. And we have another one here. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. No. Maybe a few decades ago that could have been the case, but not now. I think people are divided by nationality heavily now, because we have so many of it here. We have Africans, Muslims, Hindus, we have all sorts of people here, and they all sit in their own little communities, staying away from one another. We are definitely separated by nationality more than class. It used to be class, way back when, lower class, higher class, whatever, like the Titanic. The upper class got the lifeboats while the lower class stayed below decks, dancing a jig with Leonardo DiCaprio. So yeah, I agree with that. Strongly disagree, actually. Strongly agree. Okay, the next one here. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Well, I suppose if you don't control inflation, then the prices of things will go up. Ergo, companies will struggle to pay for goods for their businesses. Therefore, they'll have to close. Therefore, unemployment will skyrocket anyway. I'm not an economist, guys, as you can probably tell. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I'll agree with that, to be honest. Yeah, fully agree. Okay, the next one here. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. The environment, it's something I don't really give two shits about, to be honest. I suppose if it's a factory pumping loads of shit into seawater and rivers and stuff, and animals are getting fucking maimed and killed because of it, yes, I will say it's regulation. But other than that, it's not something that dwells on my mind, you know what I mean? I don't really care, to be honest with you. It's not as grim as these eco-warriors make it out to be. The world's not going to explode in 50 years. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take thousands and thousands of years for any type of climate change to severely impact human life. So, they require regulation. I'm going to have to go for disagree. No, I don't think so. Disagree, definitely. The next one here. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. What? Christ, I didn't know there were going to be brain teasers in this. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. I'm stuck on this one, guys. I'm hitting a brick wall. Poor education, you see. From each according as well. I haven't got the foggiest idea what that means. According to his ability and according to his need. Someone's got a higher ability in the workplace, they need more. I don't know. I'm going to go for disagree because I ain't got a clue. I'm sorry, guys. Not a Scooby. What the fuck that means. Next one here. The freer the market, the freer the people. It sounds like an EU entrapment question, this. Free of the market, the free of the people. I suppose looking at it subjectively, I suppose it is really. Got a free market, no barriers in the way anywhere. You get to sell your product more freely, I suppose, as a business owner. Makes me sound like a Remainer. This is not nice. This is not pleasant at all, guys. I'm gonna have to go for agree. I'm afraid, even as a Brexiteer. Oh, then again, I don't know. The free of the market, the free of the people. Yeah, you have to go for agree. But at the cost of sovereignty and our own laws, no, I'd have to disagree there. So, next one we have is, it's a sad reflection on our society that sometimes as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. Sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded and consumer product. No, I don't think it is. Bottled water's got minerals and goodness inside it. Tap water hasn't. Tap water's got fluoride and chlorine and microplastics and God knows what else in it. So you're paying for the quality of the product. No, I disagree. I don't think it is a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. Well, on the other hand, so is tap water. It's not free. You can't get free tap water. You have to pay for it. So, no. I strongly disagree. Another sniff. Okay, next one we have here. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Strongly disagree. If you're born into it, if it's within the family, and you own it personally, and you want to sell it, go ahead and sell it. You'll make a lot of fucking money out of your land. Yeah. Land should be a commodity bought and sold. Strongly disagree. Next one here. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Oh God, some of these are deep, guys. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Well, yes, some massive corporations do that, but not every single person in business, every entrepreneur has manipulated people and things to earn more money. Well, mind you, actually, yes, I suppose they have. But is it regrettable though? You get a lot of entrepreneurs and millionaires doing a lot for charity, giving back to the communities and shit. Is it regrettable? No. Play dirty. You don't get anywhere in this world by playing by the rules. That's something I've always learned since growing up. Is it regrettable? No, I don't think it is. I strongly disagree. Next one. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Oh, another one. Again, I don't know what protectionism means. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I'm assuming that's some kind of insurance, maybe? Some kind of insurance premiums to protect goods within a business. I have no idea. I'm just pure guesswork here. But I'm going to say that's what it means. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I'm going to go for, yeah. I probably agree with that, yeah. Even though I ain't got a clue what it means, but we're going with it anyway, just to try and speed this up a little bit. Okay, next one here. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Social responsibility. Yes, I agree. I suppose it is. If an investor has bought into a business, they have every right to make money on their money. That's the whole point of it. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver profit. Yes, I'm going to go and agree with that, definitely. If I invested in, say, I don't know, one of Elon Musk's businesses, SpaceX, for example, I'd expect some sort of return from my money at some point, and I'd expect Elon to deliver that. So yeah, I agree with that. Next one here. The rich are too highly taxed. Yes, I think they are, to be honest. I really do. Just because you've got millions, which some people have worked very hard for, should you be taxed the fuck out of? No, I don't think you should. At all. No. I don't think... Yes, the rich are too highly taxed, yeah. I'll agree with that. Definitely. Next one here. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Completely agree. No brainer. Don't need to stop on that one. If you've got plenty of money in the bank and you don't want to be sat on a waiting list for 18 months to get a back operation or a hip replacement, and you've got the bunts in the bank, by all means pay for your own healthcare, and it will be a hell of a lot better than the NHS healthcare. Yes, definitely. Strongly agree there. Okay, next one. Governments should penalise businesses that mislead the public. Yes, I agree. Fully agree. Prime example, a shit example, but a prime example, is McDonald's. The pictures they show you of the burgers in there, absolutely bullshit. If that isn't misleading the public, I don't know what is. Lovely, big, fucking juicy burgers that look so nice, and when you get it, it's about that flat and about year big. Yes, fully agree there. Government should penalise businesses that mislead public. Strongly agree. And the next one here, the last one for page 2. This is going to drag on a little bit, guys. If you've made it this far, kudos to you. Thank you. Without skipping. Right, a genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. I have no idea what the hell that means, and I'm going to stab a guess. I don't think you do either. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. What? Oh, maybe this was a bad idea. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to make a guess. A genuine free market requires restrictions for the ability to... I'll go with disagree. Yeah, no idea. Oh dear. Right, page 3 of 6. Halfway there, thankfully. 17 minutes. Christ. Okay, first one on page 3. Abortion, when a woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Oh, Christ. This is a tough one. This could split the room. No, I don't think it should be illegal. Plenty of other reasons as to why you should get an abortion. Being a rape victim for one. Why on God's green earth would any woman want a rapist's baby growing inside them? No, get it out. Or if it's going to be heavily disabled, I mean really disabled, crippled, in a wheelchair, not being able to move, no life whatsoever. If they choose to have an abortion, then so be it. It's not fair on the child to live like that, in my opinion. I'm probably going to get slated to fuck for saying that, but yeah, there we go. Abortion should always be illegal. No, strongly disagree. And the next one here. All authority should be questioned. Absolutely. No need to think about that whatsoever. Strongly agree. Otherwise, we're going to be living in Nazi Germany and have the Stasi knocking about from the USSR. No thanks. Always question everything. If something doesn't seem right, you fucking question it. Next one is an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's revenge, yeah? A lot of people disagree with that, but I don't. I think revenge is sweet. I'll like nothing more than to get revenge on someone who did me wrong. Nothing more. Might not make me feel better, as they say, but I'd feel better in that moment, believe me. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, strongly agree. Next one here. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theatres or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Theatres, no. couldn't give a shit about theatres. They can go. I don't care. It's all about poetry and bollocks that no one seems to understand anyway. Museums, on the other hand, house artifacts that actually tell you real history. I mean, not the distorted history that you get taught in school now. I mean, actual history, relics of a bygone era. They need to be preserved. We can't get rid of them. Otherwise, the history books that are being written in 2015 will overtake the original history books that were written centuries ago. So, taxpayers should not be expected to pop up any theatres or museums that cannot survive on their own. Half and half, really. Take out theatres. I'd strongly agree. Leave theatres in there just to prop up new museums. I'll go for agree. Okay, next question. Next proposal, shall we say. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Strongly agree. Don't need to think about that. If you want to homeschool your child, by all means do it. Hell, if anything, I implore you to do it. The shit that they teach kids in school nowadays, it's absolute bollocks. Some of the shit that my son came on with last week, he said that his geography teacher, random, said that Oliver Cromwell started the slave trade. Bonkers. BLM were justified in tearing down statues. I don't want my kid's head being filled with that sort of shit. Suffice to say, me and the missus went to school and got that sorted out immediately. So no, schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Strongly agree. Next one. Old people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Yes, strongly agree. I strongly agree. We go back to the little ghettos again that everyone seems to have sectioned themselves off into in this country. Muslims, Hindus, Chinese, whatever, Buddhists. Stick with your own community is less aggro. Let's face it. Let's just say a young Muslim girl fell in love with a white chap. That's going to be bad news for that young girl. So, all people have their rights, but it is better for all of us, different sorts of people, keep to their own kind. Yes, strongly agree. Okay, next one. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Another one that's going to split the room. Me personally, I've never hit any of my kids, ever. My missus has always been a disciplinarian. I'd feel awful if I had to smack one of my kids. Am I against it? No, I don't think I am. If I saw someone else giving the child in the street a smack on the bum, I wouldn't feel a need to intervene. Beaten in black and blue, that's another story, yeah. I'd chin the prick. But just a quick tap on the back of the legs or a tap on the back of the hand, no, I'm not against it. Even though I've never done it, I'm not against it. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly disagree. Strongly agree, should I say. Next one. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Yes, of course it is. Everyone's done it. Me, you, everybody else. They used to ask me when I very first started smoking, have you been smoking? No, you'd lie. Of course you'd lie. You don't want to get into trouble, even though you'd stink like an ashtray when you walked into the house, which always got me. I won't go on too much. I used to put toothpaste and deodorant on my fingers, so when they smelt my fingers they wouldn't smell anything. So yeah, it is natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents, but you have to drill it into them that they have to tell you of serious stuff like I don't know, thoughts of suicide or something. Don't keep that shit bottled in. Keep menial things bottled in, like if you brought one of your mum's special wine glasses or something and you tried to hide it. Yeah, that's a white lie. You can get away with that sort of shit. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Yes, strongly agree. Next one here. Are we on 24 minutes? I'm sorry guys, I'll speed this up as quickly as I can. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offence. Completely agree. I don't smoke it myself personally, but the people I've known and come across that smoke it are no harm to me. It's up to them. I don't really care. Cigarettes and alcohol cost the NHS much more money than cannabis use does. and they're legal. So there we go. Next one. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generations to find jobs. No, it shouldn't be the prime function. People need to learn to think for themselves, for example, be illiterate, learn how to speak, be socially acceptable, that sort of a thing. Just nail down, leave school and be an automaton, earning money until you're 60, until you die. No, it shouldn't be the prime function. Other things need to be involved as well. So I strongly disagree. Next one here. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Oh, God almighty, Christ. They mean like Down syndrome, things like that, because they're not too bad, are they? They're not like mentally retarded, are they? I've met quite a few Downs people. They're really nice, loving people. I don't know, it depends on the severity of the disability, I suppose. If it's an inherited brain damage sort of thing, you know, where you're like mentally retarded, then I'd say no. It's not going to be ideal for them to reproduce because their child's going to be exactly the same. More strain on the healthcare, but then again, a menial disability like, I don't know, autism or Down syndrome, no, crack on, you know what I mean? They're fine. But then again, how would you police that? How would you stop these people from reproducing? You can't sterilise people, can you? God, this is a fucking tough one, this. People with serious inheritable disability should not be allowed to reproduce. I've got to disagree. It sounds too Orwellian, that. I don't like that. No, that's bad. Disagree. Next one here. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I suppose I've got to agree with that because I'm terrible at discipline. Authoritarian figures, I can't stand it. Being told what to do, I fucking hate it. But it's not really a very good trait to have, really, because it can just get you into more trouble at the end. The most important thing for children is to learn to accept discipline. I'll go for an agree. Not strongly agree, I'll have to go for an agree. Next one here. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Strongly disagree. Absolutely. We've seen what some of these cultures are capable of. Barbarity across the fucking board. Definitely, strongly disagree. Next one. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. Absolutely, no question about it. Strongly agree. I don't need to go into that too much detail, guys. You know the script. You know, Derek down the road, feigning a bad back, and in the next breath, he's carrying 2 crates of beer over his shoulders. No, not having that at all. Next one here. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. That's how I roll. I don't show emotion. I don't really open up about my feelings, all that touchy-feely shit. I think that's partly down to my upbringing. I had a very stern, cold mother, and I think that's rubbed off on me, to be honest. So I'd have to strongly agree with that. If something's on my mind, I just plod along and carry on, basically. I know I shouldn't, but yeah, that's it. Strongly agree. Next one here. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated with their new country. You see, I'm 50-50 on this as well. I know most of them don't want to integrate. Like I keep saying, they're in their own little ghettos, they're in their own little communities. They don't want to converse with Peter and Sarah down the street. They want to converse with Ahmed and Shalina, is that an Asian name? I don't know. But then again, I have come across immigrants who've come here, Windrush generation, for example, and some Asian immigrants. There's a guy on Twitter, I can't remember his name now, Ashmi Bohaji or something, wears a turban, very patriotic. He's integrated into the society perfectly, loves the country, loves the patriotism, loves the flag. So it is possible, but rare, I'd say. So first generation immigrants can never be fully integrated with their new country. Oh, I'd have to go for a soft disagree, but I can't do that. It's either agree or disagree. Considering the people that I know probably outweigh the people that don't want to integrate, I'll have to go for agree. Next one here. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. What's good for most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Disagree. If something's good for a corporation, it doesn't mean it's going to be good for me or you. That's a bit of a daft one, unless I'm not grasping this properly. I am trying to speed this up, guys, believe me, I do apologise. I'll go for a disagree on that one. Let's not ponder on the things that I don't understand. Next one here is no broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content. That's BBC-ish, isn't it? This is exactly what the BBC should be. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Agreed? If we're talking about TV licence here, fully agreed. That should have been scrapped long ago. I hate the fact that people still pay for that bullshit, but there we are. Strongly agree. Next page. 4 out of 6. This is taking far too long. Why did I start this? Right. Come on, Patriot, speed. Right, next one, guys. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counter-terrorism. Yeah, I suppose they are, but for a good cause. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I'm sticking by it. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed. Not excessively curbed, I wouldn't say excessively, but they are being curbed, I suppose. Getting shit searched at an airport. Is that a civil liberty? Is that like too intrusive? I don't know. I'm going to go for disagree. I don't agree with that, no. Next one here. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it involves all the arguments that delay process in a democratic political system. Excuse me, guys. Throat like Gandhi's flip-flop. So I'm assuming this is asking me if I'd like to live in an authoritarian state under a dictator. No, I don't think I certainly wouldn't. But then again, Putin's Russia does seem quite appealing, especially with the way this country is at the moment. But I could never leave it, I don't think. So that's what I think this is. Dictatorship, yay or nay? Nay, definitely. Disagree. Next one. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easy, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Yeah, I suppose you're right with this. I get a lot of people saying that they don't like being spied on by CCTV and all this other shit. But I think to myself, well, I've got fuck all to hide. I'm not a pedo. My hard drive's not full of fucking filth. So, what's the problem? I'm not going to commit any crime. I'm not going to stab anyone. I'm not going to beat anybody up. So, if they find me that interested, then fucking fill your boots. Yeah. Although electronic, yeah, I agree with that. Strongly agree. Definitely. Next one. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. No two ways about it. Strongly agree. Paedophilia, rapists, hell, even murder of children should be punishable by the death penalty. 110%, no question. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I don't like that. No, fuck off. Not a sniff. Strongly disagree. As I said before, I have trouble taking orders from certain people, police officers, army sergeants if I was in there. Luckily I'm not. Right, next one. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Yes, a million times agree. Some of the fucking modern art I see on social media is bullshit. Someone tipping a can of beans on a piece of paper. Yeah, art. Oh, some brainless wonder comes along. Yeah, here's 150,000. Mindless tat. Fully agree. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Oh, like a bit of both, ideally, depending on the crime. Tax evasion, something like that. Perjury. Blackmail, maybe, something like that. Oh, more punishment, I suppose, than rehabilitation. But again, for rapists, paedophiles, sick, twisted bastards who maim and kill animals, things like that, punishment comes first. Then, if we can squeeze it in, rehabilitation. Punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Oh, I'm going to go for a soft agree on this one. It's not on here, but I'm going to put it anyway. Soft agree. Next one here. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Yes, absolutely. Some people are just gone. No saving them whatsoever. Fucked up in the head. Just a lost cause. Yeah, fully agree. Should stay behind bars or stick them in Broadmoor in a straitjacket. Never release them. Strongly agree. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Strongly agree. Yes. Especially in this day and age. Consumerism and what have you. Yeah, I'd say so. Strongly agree. Mothers may have carers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Mothers may have careers, excuse me guys. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be a homemaker. God, I don't want to sound like a misogynist. I've got to say it's up to woman. Yeah, if she wants to stay home and look after the kids and make a nice home, fire away. I've got no problems being the only breadwinner in the house. No problem at all. If she wants to go out to work, fine. Off you trot, love. I'll see you at 5 o'clock. Mothers may have careers, but their first line of duty is to be a homemaker. It's not up to me. I'm not a misogynist at all, so it's up to the woman. I'm going to have to go for a disagree on that one, guys. Like I say, if she wants to stay at home, look after the kids, iron clothes and shit like that, make tea, then knock yourself out, flower. Next one here. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is determined by our efforts to curb global warming. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is determinal to our efforts. Bullshit. I'm not buying into all that crap. No, strongly disagree. Nonsense. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Disagree. Totally disagree with that one. Next page, 5 or 6, nearly done, guys, after 40 minutes. If you're still here after this and not flick through, you are a legend. A hardcore legend. Thank you. At least I'm not on my own doing this. Right. Astrology accurately explains many things. Does it? Bollocks. It's all horseshit. Anyone that buys into that, I'm sorry. You need to have your head looked at. It's crap. Strongly disagree. Astrology is star signs, isn't it? That's astronomy, isn't it? Yeah. I don't want to make myself look like a bell end here. Astrology. Hang on a minute, I've got to Google this because I don't look like a fucking idiot. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all horse shit. Strongly disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. I'm not religious at all. I'd say I've got some morals. They're in there somewhere. I do have them. You cannot be moral without being religious. Disagree. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Yes, I agree with that. Less strain on the treasury, basically. If charity's doing it for you, it's not the job of the government, even though it isn't the job of the government anyway. All these birds pumping out babies just to get money. If you can't afford babies, don't have them. It's not the government's or the taxpayers' job to raise your kids. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping genuinely disadvantaged. Yes, I agree. Some people are naturally unlucky. Strongly agree. Absolutely. I am one of them. Been putting the lottery on for years. Zippo. I think I've won a tenner once. Arseholes. The last one on page 5. Nearly done, guys. Nearly done. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree. Well, if they don't instill religious values, will I see the end of Christianity in this country? It could be a possibility. I'm going to go for a soft disagree. I don't want Christianity to disappear and be replaced with Islam. That's one of my major fears. So I'll go for a soft disagree there. Last page. Yes. Finally, I'll look at sex. Oh, I'll look at sex. Oh, this should be interesting. Right. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. To blow me on trumpet, I've had plenty of it in my youth, so no, I'm going to say disagree. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Nah, not in this day and age. Back in the 50s and 40s maybe. Not now. A same-sex couple in a stable loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. Ooh. Balls to it, I don't care. A same-sex couple in a stable living relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of a child adoption. Strongly disagree. I'm not going to go into that at the moment because this is YouTube, but I think you can hear what I'm thinking, can't you? Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Yeah? Don't bother me. Consenting adults? Yeah? What about all these poor blokes who are ugly as a bag of frogs who can't get a bird? What are they going to do? Got to release somehow. Porn? Yeah, no problem with that whatsoever. Strongly agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Of the state, yeah, definitely. Of your neighbours. Nosy bastards, I'm not too sure. I'd be quite taken aback if I knew my neighbours were dressed as poodles maybe and doing unspeakable things to one another. That'd be a curtain twitching moment, wouldn't it? What goes on between a private bathroom because something no business? Strongly agree. And second to last one, guys. 45 minutes, Christ. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Can you feel unnaturally homosexual? It's a sexuality. It's what you find attractive, isn't it? Some blokes like blokes, some girls like girls. I don't think there's any weirdness to it, is there? No one can feel naturally homosexual. I've got to disagree. I'm heterosexual. Someone can't say I'm unnaturally heterosexual. That's just weird. I like women. Yeah. Disagree. That's a weird one, that one, these guys. Strongly disagree. Last one. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Yeah, I do think that. People... I've been on a bus in the past and I've had schoolgirls behind me talking about filth, basically, oral sex and things like that. These can't be any more than year 8, year 9 girls. I mean, what the hell is going on here? Yes, I'd have to strongly agree there. I'm not being a prude, far from it. I'm just saying it's a little bit too far open now when you're having conversations about it in a cafe over a cup of coffee. Strongly agree. Right, we're done, guys. Time for results. I shall let you go momentarily. Okay, what have we got here? But yeah, I don't want to read all that shite. Just give me the results. Ooh, where am I? Your political compass. I am apparently authoritarian right. It's better than I thought it'd be. I thought I would have been up here somewhere. Far authoritarian, far right. So, I suppose next time someone on Twitter calls me a far right Nazi, I suppose I could present this to them and say, excuse me, sir, I am right-wing authoritarian. Right, okay, well, what I'll do, guys, I'll stick the link to this website in the description to this video if you want to go and try this out yourself. It is long, it is tedious, but it's been quite fun. It's been interesting for me. I don't think it's been as interesting for you, especially for 45 minutes. But alas, as I say, if you stuck through this all the way through without skipping a single bit, leave me a comment in the comments and I'll give you a gold star and a smiley face for being legends, stalwart legends. Nearly 50 minutes of me blithering on through a political compass test. Anyway, guys, I am going to finish it there because my screens are running low on memory or whatever the hell it is. So I shall see you in the next one, and thanks very much for attempting to watch this. Cheers.